So we're in Atlanta now. So you recorded your first CD and you were you turned off by the music business, so decided um so you all didn't finish the second
No,
CD.
we started recording the second project, and it was doing really well. Like the recordings were, because the first project we just kind of threw out there just to see how the people would react to it. We recorded it in like no time flat, just to see, and the response was so good. Um, and we were getting radio play in a lot of places. Um, we toured off of it. We were doing okay, and I was like, okay, let's do it for real this time. And by that time, like I said, I got so turned off by the business, man. It was so shisty and underhanded, and it was just a lot of things that turned me off about it. And I felt like, I don't want to do this no more.
Okay.
If this is what you got to go through, I'm not willing to fight with this kind of stuff.
Now, with that feeling, was that a feeling that you felt prior to your cousin passing away, or was it something you felt after your cousin passed away? Like you lost your
Uh,
motivation for it?
well, my cousin, he like passed away like right like around during that time, and I give it to you like this. I give it to you like this. Um, if he was still around by my second project, I probably would have done it
Okay.
because I would have sat back and let him handle that.
Okay.
I did. I was independent, so I was doing everything on my own. So a lot of
Okay.
those,
Hmm.
so you gotta, you trying to do your recordings and stuff, and then you got to deal with the business aspect at the same time, copyrights, publishing, and all that stuff. I did it all on my own.
Okay.
Um, I had and I had I had a couple of small offers at the time, but I wanted to. I felt like for this arena, it was better to be independent. But however, dealing with the business aspect, it became draining. It became real draining. People who was supposed to get 15%, I offered them 20, but they wanted 35. And it was
Okay.
a lot of, and so like I said, it was a lot of shiestiness. Tour we was on ended because the tour promoter was paying somebody extra something behind the curtain and stuff. It was just a mess, man. It was a mess.
Okay.
When I just had a moment to sit down and think, I was like, yo, I'm checking out, man. I'm checking out. So that's why, and it's a shame because it could have really went a lot further. We were really on the cusp of really breaking through something real good, real major. But
Do you
like I
regret
said,
your
I didn't want to
decision
do
at
it.
this point in your life? At that point, you were still what, in your 20s?
Yeah, yeah. I was in my 20s.
So at
Yes,
this point in your life, is that a decision that you regret or
that's a good question. I I don't I don't regret it. Um, I just wish I would have had somebody who could have handled the business aspect
okay,
and let me create.
okay,
And I didn't have anybody who I knew would be dedicated to doing so. To be honest with you, nobody but my cousin.
yeah,
He was definitely invested. Like I said, he had my back 100%, and um, he just whatever needed to be done, he would do it. We we had a it was a show one time in Atlanta. I forget the name of the place, but it was a big venue, a huge venue, and they had a show down there. My cousin came, he came from out of nowhere, and he said, "B, listen, I just talked to the dudes back there, whatever. Yo, you got 15 minutes on the stage, yo. So you ready? You got something?" And I
hmm,
mean, it's like it's a lot of people there. It's a couple of thousand. And I was like, "What? Who you talk to? What are you talking about?" But he was
hmm.
that kind of guy.
He was that
Where
guy. Okay,
we gonna make it happen. And I didn't do anything because I was like, dude, I'm not prepared. He like, "P, you got to be ready on the spot." But
right.
he had that drive and that ambition. And
Mhm.
if I had somebody like that all the time and just let me create and I don't have to worry about that,
Yeah.
I probably would have kept on going. But
So
because
creating is something that you do and who you are. So I'm looking at this artwork behind. Speak to that artwork that's behind you.
Oh yeah, that's one of my pieces. That's one of my creations. One of my pieces.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's one of my abstracts.
So tell people art as far as this type of art, obviously music was an art you had naturally inside of you. Tell people that explain this newfound art that you do now because the way you explained it is as newfound. It's something that you haven't done in the past. You wasn't an artist. I definitely never seen you in an art class and when we were in school. And
Never see,
so yeah,
never.
I didn't even know that you even you draw. I don't even know if you call that drawing. I don't want to disrespect you because I don't know
No,
if you
I
call
mean,
it
but
drawing.
I do have sketches. I have sketch art. I got a lot of different arts. Now that is definitely an interesting story. Um, but it's been about 4 years now, probably about 4 years now. A friend of mine, this is during the time when I lost my father. I lost my father. I had a lot of things going on in my life. And, the death of my father was definitely one of the things that was in the forefront.
Okay, and how long ago? You said 4 years ago?
About 4 years,
4 years
about
ago.
4 years
Okay.
now. So I had a friend of mine, my man Leroy. He said to me, he said, B, I want you to meet me. I want you to meet me at this spot on Thursday. Can you come through? And I was like, yeah, okay, all right, cool. I was feeling real down, you know what I'm saying? Because we had a lot of death during that COVID season. My father didn't die from COVID, but we had other deaths in our family. As a matter of fact, speaking of Heath, his father died the week before.
Okay.
So, it was just bad. We was having a bad season. So yeah, my homie Leroy was like, yo, I want you to meet me at this spot on Thursday. And I really didn't want to go, but I think he called me like on a Wednesday and was like, yo, don't forget tomorrow. And I said, yeah, all right, whatever, all right. So I went out there and got to this spot and uh they had the setup. They had a little setup where there was um I saw a couple of bottles of wine and whatever, they playing the music, and I saw canvases that was there. I don't know what's going on. I just showed up at this place he told me to show up at, and it was a house. And he was like, listen, man, I know you're going through a lot in your life. I was just telling my people, like, my man B is just really going through a lot. I feel bad for him. I want to do something for him, but I don't know what to do. I just
Mhm.
want to take his mind off of a few things. So he said, so I brought you here to paint. And I was offended because I'm like, boy, I drove all of you out here. I'm not
Right.
painting nothing. And he
Right.
said, that's the reason why I never told you why I wanted you to come. I
So
only asked
he
people.
so let me get this straight. He never seen in you've never shown any art at that time. He
No,
just said just
ever.
come out like just therapeutic. Just it would be therapeutic if he just thought that he was just providing you an outlet.
Exactly. Sip and paint is a big thing out here right now. I
Sip and
don't,
paint. Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
sip and paint. Everybody's doing sip and paint everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. They have
So
it here as
yeah,
well.
it's,
Mhm.
it's yeah, it's a big thing to sip and paint. So that's what it was. He wanted to do sip and paint. So I said, all right, but I had an attitude. I was like, I had an attitude for a while. Like I'm not
Right,
going.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
You know me. You know me.
right, right.
I'm complaining and stuff, man. Joe Wallaby out here, So he was like, so I sat down and I'm like, most of the time when you do sip and paint, they give you a sketch.
Okay.
So I'm like, where's the sketch? And he was like, that's the thing about it, you're gonna draw whatever come to your mind. Now I'm really mad, yo, because
Right,
you want
right.
me to come up with something. So I'm like, come on, man. So I just started sketching. Um, and I started painting.
Okay.
And I was, so after a while, I started kind of getting into it. I'm laughing, I'm talking. So mission accomplished. I wasn't thinking about anything about except what we were doing, and I was having a good time. And then he said, "Well, let me see what you're doing around here." And he saw what I was doing, and he's going off like, "Yo, this is crazy." And I'm like, "All right, he's trying to make me feel good. That's the reason why
Right,
I'm here, right?"
right,
But then his,
right.
yeah, his people was like, his people was like, "Yo, let me see that or whatever." So they looked and they was like, yo, that's really crazy. But I'm thinking that, y'all gassing me. Y'all, that's why
Hmm.
y'all brought me out here to feel good. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
So,
right, right.
so I took the painting back and then like a couple of people saw it and they made comments about it. And I sat there and I just kept staring at it. And I was like, I guess it ain't halfway bad. So he invited me out again. And I
Okay.
was like, all right, whatever. So I go out there and now I'm complaining because his brushes was all flimsy. And I'm like, yo,
Hmm.
I can't even work with this. So
Okay.
before I knew it, I'm in Hobby Lobby with my arms folded, staring at the product like, let me get this and let me get
Hmm.
that. So I
Hmm.
just started taking stuff off the wall and I was like, start working with stuff. And I drew another painting and then another painting. And at each painting, people were saying this is crazy. Like they were really liking it. So then I started experimenting. So I just started doing every type of painting I could do.
Do you have more that you can show right now? That's
Uh,
beside you?
I I don't really I don't have any other I could show right now. Um, no, not right now.
Okay.
But they can all you can always go on my Instagram,
Okay.
verbiage underscore expo.
Spell
Um
that out for me.
verbiage VERBAJ um underscore expo.
Because I
And
believe I saw something on your wall yesterday when you and I spoke. That was in the background. It's a black and white, look almost like a
oh,
face.
the black and white. I actually that's on my I don't have that in front of me, but yeah, that's on my but that black and white I think I uploaded on my Instagram. So they can go on the
Okay.
Instagram. And I've done a lot more art. I haven't posted it because a lot of people are telling me that I should do an exhibit.
Okay.
So I haven't decided whether or not I want to do an exhibit or not yet, but I'm not going to post anymore until I make a decision on that. But
Hmm.
like this is definitely one of my abstracts, and I guess so that which gives it that shine. But it's like it's just free art, just whatever I come up with or whatever. But yeah, I just started diving into the abstracts, and even though I do a lot of different art, a lot of people they like the abstracts.
Okay.
So yeah, so long story short, man, I just I dove into it so hard. I just really started going at it. Like I would literally just spend an entire day painting, go to sleep, wake up, and then
Hmm.
do it again.
Do you find that because you mentioned the obviously you went through the situation with your cousin and your dad just 4 years ago. Is the art is that therapeutic for you or um like what impact does it have on you, if
Free,
any?
freedom.
Freedom?
Um,
Okay.
it's your world. It's you're a creator. I create,
Hmm.
whether it's music or I just discovered, I just found out that I'm a creator. I create things. So
Okay.
it's always fun to me to create. I think creativity is one of the greatest things to have. It's so therapeutic. It's so therapeutic. And I'm my own worst critic.
Hmm.
So it's therapeutic, it's challenging especially now because I have a little bit more knowledge than I had when I first started doing it. So I know how things should come out. So if it's not coming out the way I want to, I'll get it there eventually. But sometimes, you got to really go at it to get it to where you need to be,
Hmm.
where you need it to be. But it's very therapeutic. I love it. It's a passion. It's a
And
passion.
that was that. I'm glad you just said that word because that was my next question I was going to ask. Is that a passion for yours
Oh,
now?
man.
Um, did that take the place of the music for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely it took the place of the music. Um, because once again, like I said, it's creating the music you were creating and doing the art, you're doing that, you're creating. So I love it. I had my art in art galleries and stuff like that. And I did like a little exhibit at y'all. I don't know if y'all have them in Philly, West Elm. It's a furniture store. It's kind of like
West
um,
Ham, I haven't heard of it.
yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of high class a little bit.
Okay.
I had product over there.
I can't say that it don't exist, but I just haven't.
Right, right. But
Yeah, yeah.
so I've done some things, but I kind of fell back from it just for a second. But I mean, I'm back in the game. But I love it, man. I have so much equipment now. Once I started getting into it, man, I got every kind of brush you can imagine. And I got my smock. I got all canvases and lighting, and I have everything I need to create. But it's definitely a passion. I love to do it. A lot of people love the art. I've sold pieces. I'm still selling pieces.
So if
So
someone was to go to your Instagram, can they, what if they wanted to order a piece? How would they go about
they
that?
can DM me. They can DM me. They can ask me questions.
Okay.
About sizes and different different things like that. But they can definitely go to my Instagram. They can DM me, and we can definitely have a discussion if they see a piece that they like.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, the art is definitely a major thing. It has definitely taken over the music. And it's something that I feel like, it's no limit on it. It's no limit on it. You know what I mean? It's so many different variations of art, and I love it. It's definitely a passion. It came out of nowhere. I'm still trying to get adjusted to just understanding, and I still don't understand how I'm able to do it.
Right.
I don't, because a lot of people.
I think that's fascinating, man. That's something you just learned at this point in your life that this is a talent
It's
of yours.
insane. I'm not even gonna lie. It's insane. When I look at some of the pieces, um, it's just really it blows my mind. I don't understand how I could do it. I really don't. Like I just do it,
Right.
and it it, it it comes out like that.
Mhm.
So
That's awesome, man.
I love
Um,
it.
so then though we spoke earlier, I wanted you to hit it. I wanted you to, I was hoping you had a song in your mind or a couple of lines in your mind that kind of pushed you through if it was a certain something that pushed you through some tough times, or just growing up, is this, if it's something that really stuck with you with your family, um, whether it was a song or something, or a saying, man, or a quote that you all use to push through.
You know what? I don't have a particular quote. I was just speaking to somebody recently about I am very blessed, man. I am very, like you said, I have both parents in the household. And between the two of them, they speak parables. They always have different things. About every day, every other day, I'm always speaking something
Mhm.
that my mother or my father have said.
Right.
My mom, water seeks its level. Sometimes you may not understand everything, but I ask her, Mom, what does this mean?
Mhm.
One of the things I always think about that my dad told me when I was young, and I look at all these young guys out here right now, that's just, as they say, crashing out.
Mhm.
All these young boys out here crashing out or whatever, or they out here drilling, killing, and everything like that, trying to get away with this and that. And which is really crazy because nowadays I don't even know how you could think you can get away with anything with all the
Yeah.
technology out. I really don't
Yeah.
understand that. But I remember being young, my father told me, Brad, there's no perfect way to do a crime.
Mhm.
And that stuck with me.
Yeah.
Um, because the funny thing is, I really tried to explain to him how you could get away with a crime.
Right.
And I'm
Right.
telling him, I'm like, do you shave all your hair off and you want to watch it? So they don't have no, no follicles or nothing like that. Like I'm breaking the whole thing down and, I'm how to get away with murder or whatever. I'm just really
Right.
trying
Right.
to tell him. And he said, Brad, there is no perfect way to do a crime. And then as years go on, you realize he's right.
Right.
There's no perfect way to do a crime. There was a drug dealer in my neighborhood, and I was like, just being young, he
Mhm.
untouchable. Nobody's untouchable, Brad.
Right.
Nobody's untouchable. And like I said, my mom, I can't even think of half the things she say. Was she say six in one hand, half a dozen in the other? She got
Right.
she
Right.
got a
Right.
million.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you, yo. We said dig a dish for your brother, and you fall in it. And she got
Right.
all
Right.
but they all have certain meanings. Some of them I remember, some of them I might have to be refreshed. But as far as like any like sayings,
Is prayer a big part of your life?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you got man. You got to. I mean, just to keep your sanity. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You absolutely have to. You got to pray for the covering of yourself and everybody else around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I pray for people who don't even know I pray for them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And but yeah, definitely a big part of my life. My background is still with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Still with me. Like I said, good parents, good upbringing, and those things don't really leave you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
They don't leave you, and especially at this age of time, you shouldn't want it to leave you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
So if you're speaking to someone who hasn't quite found their purpose, because you went through a number of different things
mhm,
to find your I guess your purpose in a
mhm,
sense,
mhm.
that thing that drives you anyway.
Okay.
Um, what type of advice would you give to that, younger or older? How do you just jump out there and just try things? Like, how do you find that?
Let me tell you something. What you just said was key. You know what I always said? I said this in my youth. I always said this. You never know what you're good at until you try it. And that's the truth. And I'm a testament to that as well. This don't laugh at me,
All
but
right. I'm
I used
laughing already because you told me
to
don't laugh. Yeah.
I know, man. That's always a trigger, right?
Uh,
I used to always think I would be a good NASCAR driver, right?
mhm.
I always thought that, right? But I would never know. I mean, I never, got into it. But if I got behind the wheel, it's no telling. I never thought I could do the art that I do.
Mhm.
Right? If my homie didn't ask me to come out there that night, I wouldn't have. And I have a lot of art. I have a pretty decent sized collection, and still doing more. But I would not have known that I had that in me. So I would
Right,
suggest try some things, and don't
right.
be afraid to try some
Step
things.
outside your comfort zone. Yeah.
You got to step outside the comfort zone, because one thing about me, I'm super duper cautious.
Mhm.
I'm probably more cautious than I should be. Sometimes you got to shift the caution over just a little bit. Don't lose it, because you gotta keep caution. You know what I'm saying? I think having a little caution is having wisdom. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You just can't jump out there, but it's okay to test some things and try some things, because you never know what might work. And like the old cliche, the old saying, don't throw all your eggs in one basket.
Right,
Do a little of this, do a little of that, and then you'll find out, what it is. You'll
right,
feel it. You'll know it when it comes.
right.
And then when you find that, because I'm still in the middle of trying to figure some things out right now. But I will say this is very key. Don't be afraid to get the help around you that you need.
Yeah,
Don't be
absolutely.
afraid of that, because that has always been my Achilles heel. My Achilles heel has always been doing it on my own, doing it by
Right,
myself. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I just spoke about this the other day, but I remember working with a gentleman by the name of Wu. He was actually DMX's cousin, and I used to work with him. And he said, you know what your problem is? You always try to do everything on your own.
Right.
He said, you can't do it this way. You got to have people around you. You got to have the right people around you. So, I mean, maybe some people might be a little gifted to do it on your own. I don't know, but it's been my experience that sometimes you need the right people around you.
Yeah. Mhm.
And having that might help you go a lot further and a lot quicker than you would plan to.
Right.
So don't be afraid to step outside the comfort zone, try some things, get connected to the right people around you, use the resources that you have, and then stay at it until you get it to where it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah, brother. I think we're gonna end there. This has been great. Thank you for your time, man.
Absolutely.
And speaking your truth, man.
Speaking my truth, man. Speaking my
Speaking your
truth, I
truth. Yeah.
appreciate you having me. This was a great experience. Um, I'll let her do it again later on sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this was really good. This is really good. I hope whoever watched this was able to get something out of it. I don't know what you can get, whatever positive, negative, whatever they can pull from it. I just hope they're able to pull something from it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And again, thank you for your time, brother.
Absolutely.
And yes, you spoke your truth. And again, this is sponsored by iTrend mobile app.
By iTrend Mo, absolutely. iTrend all the way. iTrend.
All
Let's do it.
right, brother. Thanks a lot.
All
Take
right,
care.
brother. Thanks for having me.